Lose yourself in a good book. The Board Gosh Energy Book Club.
Now, with the Easter centenary approaching, the country is embracing the 100th anniversary of the Rising. But how clued in are your children on the events, and does it really mean anything to them?
We set our children's book club reviewers the task of delving into some 1916 themed books as a sort of historical introduction. Jack Massey at the far end in the white shirt, Clodagh Brennan in the middle, and Luke Lally join us now to tell us about the stories that gripped their attention. Guys, you're very welcome back as always. Thank you for doing the hard work and reading the books for us. Luke, I'm going to come to you first. Luke, I was just asking you there on the break, did you know much about 1916 before you read these books?
Not that much.
Not that much. So you went into it really with a kind of open mind. And the first book you read was called Deadly Shot. Tell us about that.
It's about a boy called Dan, and he is a trusted messenger boy for Michael Collins.
And what happens to him?
He's being hunted by this officer, Lees, who's pretending to be another man. So, yeah.
And did you enjoy it? Did you get involved in it? Was it a good thriller?
It's good.
It was good. And did you talk to your parents about Michael Collins and everything you learned?
Yeah.
Were they impressed?
They were.
Would you recommend that book as an introduction for other people who mightn't know much about 1916?
I would.
You would? OK.
I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Wow, OK. There we go.
We'll move to Clodagh. And Clodagh, your first book actually is sort of a twin of this book, isn't it? Because it's called, that Deadly Shot is called Dan's Diary. This is Molly's diary, and it's written by Patricia Murphy as well.
Yeah.
And this is, it's obviously written from a girl's point of view, is it?
Yeah.
OK, so what's it about?
It's about this little girl, and her name is Molly, and she gets this diary for her birthday, and she writes down everything that happens, and that includes the Easter Rising.
OK. Now, her family situation is interesting, isn't it? Because her mum is in England.
Yeah, and her dad, he's gone off to fix the telephone lines for the GPO, and her brother has gone missing, sending messages to and from the volunteers.
So her brother is actually involved in the Rising?
Yeah.
OK, and she's obviously... Does she know... Does she have an understanding of what's going on, that like, war has broken out, sort of?
Yeah, but before her brother went, her brother taught her about all the things that were going to be happening.
OK, right.
So
Now, who would you recommend this for?
Probably 9 years and up.
For girls or for boys as well?
Mostly for girls.
Mostly for girls. Okay.
All right, and did you have... what did you know about the Rising or 1916 before you started to read these books?
I didn't really know that much, so I kind of learnt it in a fun way, because it was really good.
You found this a very good introduction?
Yeah.
And a good story?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's grand.
OK, let's come to Jack down the end. Jack, we were just chatting, we both like graphic novels, and I've read this and it's actually superb. So it's 1916 told in the form of a graphic novel, which I'm sure those involved in 1916 never imagined would come to pass, but it has. Tell us about it and what you thought about it.
It's really smart because it kind of tricks you into like learning stuff. Because you know when you read
I like
a book,
that, it tricks you into learning.
when you read a book, you want to go and tell your friends about it. So this is like studying, but at the same time you're just like reading another comic.
What's this called, by the way?
Blood Upon the Rose.
Blood Upon the Rose. And I see. OK, grand.
And Jack, did you know much about 1916?
Not much, but me and we went on a school tour to Kilmaine in jail with my teacher Miss Gannon last year. And so I knew some from like that they were all shot there afterwards. And
But you learnt a lot more from reading the
from
graphic
this.
novel. Yeah, so who would you recommend that to now?
boys and girls, anyone who just wants to learn and like enjoy a reading book.
Yeah, it's very good. OK.
OK, let's go back to Luke. And your second book, Luke, is?
The Guns of Easter.
Tell us about that, Luke.
So it's about Jimmy Conway. He has to make his way through Dublin, and I think he wants to be a soldier when he grows up. But when he makes his way through the city, he sees all the rebels fighting and the English. They are shooting everybody else, so he thinks that it's not that good to be a soldier, and he doesn't like all the shooting.
So it changes his mind when he sees the reality and how horrible it is.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think about it when you were reading it? Did it make you understand what it might be like to see that sort of thing happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it would be horrible. So,
Yeah, it would have been horrible, you're right.
Luke, have you been given any projects in school to do with 1916?
I'm just about to start one.
OK.
Actually.
What have you chosen for your project?
I've chosen, well, the war and all about 1916.
OK, and the events that led up to it?
Yeah.
All right.
And now
good
you've
for
read
you.
those, it'll be no bother to you.
It's a nice, handy little subject, isn't it? It'll be no bother to you.
Clodagh, what was your second book?
Friend or Foe.
Okay, and tell us about that.
It's about this group of friends, and Emer, her dad, works for the Irish Volunteers, and Jack, his dad, works for the Metropolitan Police. So they're and their dads never really talk to each other because they're on different sides.
Ah.
But Emer and Jack are still really good friends.
And do they have to keep their friendship a secret then, if their dads are off?
No, they know that they're friends. And they go swimming in the River Tolka every summer, and when it just comes autumn, Emer, her dad let her go down to Monastraven for a holiday, and Jack, all their friends go, and Jack heard her uncle talk about the war because he works for the Irish Volunteers as well, and he goes out and he follows them because they're going to give them some weapons, and he jumps into a boat because he thinks that he sees them, and he sees this box and he opens it and there's loads of grenades and dynamite in it. Oh. So then he runs back to the house.
And does he tell anyone?
No.
No, he keeps it a secret.
He was going to tell his dad, but he thought it would be bad. Like he thought that it could break his friendship with Emer.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Claude, have you, are you doing any projects this year?
Yeah, we've just started one.
And what subject or what theme have you picked?
Well, we have to draw the GPO and learn about the GPO.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay. That's,
There we go.
That's some piece of draftsmanship required for that, isn't it?
Jack, let's come to you at the end. What was your second book that you read for us?
The Young Rebels.
Okay, and who's that by?
Morgan, I'm not exactly sure how to
Morgan
pronounce his
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn. Okay, and what did you think of it? And what was it about?
It was just about this boy, and he goes to St. Enda's, Patrick Pierce's school, which I actually went to the Patrick Pierce Museum with my mum and went into the school. And it's just about the boy, and he's in the school, and he joins like the Fianna and all of the armies, and it's about his experience of the Rising, and it's smart because it's from a child's point of view, and he's like hiding in a hotel while it's going on and watching all the shooting and stuff and the bombing.
Did it make you think about how you would have dealt with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would have just stayed at home.
You probably just would have stayed at home. Wise words, Jack, wise words. What did you, when you... Because I know none of you knew a huge amount about 1916. Now you've read those books. What do you think about 1916?
It was really interesting to learn about it.
Yeah. And
Does it actually mean anything to you? Do you understand why grown-ups are making such a fuss about it?
Yeah, because it was like Ireland's fight for freedom.
Claudia, do you feel the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you learn from reading the two books about 1916?
Well, they're just trying to get freedom.
Fight for
and
freedom.
they don't want to be with the British.
Luke, what did you take from reading your two books? What was the most interesting thing that you learned?
How horrible the shooting was.
Yeah. The horrors of war.
War is awful. It really is awful.
Guys, thank you so much for reading those books.
Just for people at home, the books are The Young Rebels by Morgan Llewellyn, Blood Upon the Rose by Jerry Hunt, Molly's Diary, which is by Patricia Murphy, Friend or Foe, I don't have the author's name for that, and Luke's books were Deadly Shot, Dan's Diary by Patricia Murphy, and
Who's Friend or Foe by
also
Claire?
The Guns of Easter by
Brian
Gerard
Gallagher.
Whelan.
Brian
Sorry?
Gallagher.
Brian Gallagher wrote
Brian
Friends of
Gallagher.
Foe.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
So there's just a little selection of them. And by the way, we recommend for anybody who has a young person in the house who is interested in the Rising, then you should get Joe Duffy's book about. Do you know that there were I said nearly 50 children killed?
Yeah, in the
children of your
Rising.
age killed.
Yeah.
It's possibly the most moving and best book on the Rising, and it's an area of history that nobody's looked at before. So that's one that all schools should have a look
And
at.
go up to Kilmainham like Jack did as well. It's wonderful. Guys, thank you, Jack. Thank you, Clodagh. And thank you, Luke.
Excuse me. Now, all this month we're looking for your 1916 short stories. We're looking for your 500-word stories, fact or fiction, with a 1916 theme. The winning story will win a book club goodie bag versus tablet, and the winning story will also be published in the Irish Farmers Journal. To enter, send your 500-word story to irelandm@tv3.ie or post them to Bord Gáis Energy Book Club, TV3, Westgate Business Park, Ballymount, Dublin 24. Get them into us by Friday, the 25th of March.
We're going to take a break now. Join us for more Ireland Day very shortly.
Lose yourself in a good book. The Bord Gáis Energy Book Club.